शतधामवासं नारायणं नरकतारणनामधेयं श्यामं स्थितं विभुजमे वचतुर्भुजं च त्वां भक्तिधर्मतनयं शरणं प्रपद्ये जेनुनामर्यटाटकी मलिनसङ्कल्पोऽसमुरागया जेने शरणतया पची भवतना फेरा विरामी गया जेना गानदशो दिशे हरिजनो गाये अति हर्षति एवा यज्ञपुरुषदास तमने पाये नमो प्रीतति वाणी अमृतति वरी मधुसमी संजीवनी लोकमा दृष्टिमा बरी दिव्यतानि रकत सुदिव्य भक्तो बदा हये हेतबर्यु मिटु जननिषु नेहाशु मुखे वसु ते श्री ज्ञान जियो गिराज गुरुने nitye namo bhavashu. And so now that we've done pujan, we'll get started with our camper reflections. And so to start us off today, I'd like to ask two of our juniors, Dilsi and Krisha, if they could please come up here to share their reflections about this camp.
Jay Summerine. Okay, so me and Krisha have learned a lot for camp this year. Like, we learned how to make friends, learn new games and activities to play. And most of all, we got to spend time with the Bhagwans. And we got to, like, see them every single day, like, but we don't see them usually. So we just like, whoever's out there right now, like you guys, whoever you see this year, tell them about camp, like when you go back home, so that more people could come, and then more people come, then more religious our culture gets. It's not done.
I had a really fun time at camp this year because of all the new friends I made, and I got to spend more time with them than last year, and it was really fun because I'm here today. Yeah.
Okay. So, as you said, like, we made a lot of friends. But one thing that you didn't mention was what we got to learn. Like, new people came this year, a bunch of new people, and they learned, like, different stuff about puja, our activities, what we do, what we eat. So, did you guys have fun?
As Dulcie said, if we had more new people, it would be more fun at camp every year. Jason.
So we had our Yoga Youth Camp and we welcome Shanti Dada and Harsha Dada. And as youth, we have to ask Sribai to come sit up front with us so that during our sabha that we can get his blessings too. So we'd like to ask Sribai if he could please come up here and sit next to Shanti Dada. You guys know how much the leaders care about this Yoga Youth Camp, but when we look at Shribai, he took off work this entire week to spend time with us, and he played all the games even though he strained his leg. He came to all the activities, and we just had such a good time with him, and so you can really see how much he cares about this Yoga Youth Camp. And then that was a great speech to start us off. Definitely encourage all your friends to come next year. That was a great advice from Dilsi. But I will now go on to Shiv from Virginia.
Sajanand Swami Maharaj and Jay. This year at camp, I've learned a lot. I've learned that you can't, like, when I was a little kid, I thought, you can't see it, it's not there. But Sahib Dada, it's a different story. If you look at him, he's not here physically, but he's here with us mentally. And if you look at Sahib Dada, he's an open soul, and he's not just someone with truth or hate. So I've had a lot of fun this year at camp. It's been a really good time. I made some new friends, met a bunch of new people. I had a lot of fun, so. Sajanand Swami Maharaj and Jay.
So Shiv brought up an awesome point. Although Sahib Dada wasn't physically present with us at this camp, his divine presence was definitely with us, and that's an understanding that is well beyond his years. So, well done, Shiv. I'd like to now ask Saloni and Niti, two of our seniors, to come share their thoughts about camp.
When we come to camp, there are many things we learn about spirituality, ourselves, and the purpose of faith. The most memorable moments were made here.
For instance, we met more people and made friends for life. We also had amazing competitions and awesome competitors who all did an excellent job. We bonded so much with our team and our roommates and learned to love them. And of course, we all loved the adventure to Dorney and had the time to be with our friends. We learned so much about our religion and faith and the life of Swaminarayan Bhagwan, plus more bhajans and how to have better concentration during Dhun and Darshan.
Before we go, we would also like to thank the youth leaders for putting together another awesome camp filled with more memories to cherish and fun activities throughout the day. Next, we would like to thank the committee for members of 2013 who are planning. And lastly, and most importantly, we would like to thank Sahib Dada and Shanti Dada and all the Sadhak Bhaios for enlightening us and guiding us on our spiritual path to moksha. Thank you. Jai Swaminarayan.
So Saloni and Niti are two regular Satsang Sabha attendees, and there's something special about Yoga Youth Camp that you can't get anywhere else, and they've just explained that even beyond our weekly Satsang Sabhas, this is a great place to come and learn even more. It's a great place to practice what we're learning in our Sabhas. So excellent job, Saloni and Niti. And now I'd like to ask Atmiya from our boys group if he could please come and share his thoughts about camp.
Sajanand Swami Maharaj Nijay. My name's Atmiya and this is my 9th year at camp. And yeah, the volunteers and everyone, they do a nice job. running these camps, but I don't think the camp in general, because after going here for such a long time, it's really changed me, and it's helped me become more outspoken and confident in myself. Like a few years ago, I wouldn't even imagine of coming up in front of all these campers and doing a bhajan. But I did this year, and even though I did it with someone else, it's still progress, and I hope to learn even more throughout the years. Thank you, Sarjan Swami Maharaj Nijay.
Another excellent point by Atmiya. As you come to Yoga Youth Camp every year, you'll see yourself grow a little. And Atmiya has seen his journey for the last 9 years, and he's seen himself grow up, and that's excellent. Now I'd like to ask Pooja from Tennessee and Shivani from Virginia to come speak.
Hi, I'm Pooja.
Hi, I'm Shivani.
We had a lot of fun this year. Too bad there were so many injuries this year. I like that when I screwed up on my bhajan, Shantidada started singing with me. I felt happy because that's the first time he has ever done that. I felt nervous when I went up to sing, but I felt more relieved when he helped me. Thank you.
I really liked the sabha with Shriba. He talked about interesting topics and I understood him. Topics were souls, Akshardham, and the gods in the mandir. I also liked Harshadada explained how to do puja and history of Aarti. I really liked Shantidada spoke about how to live a happy life by doing puja and studying and making Sabada happy. I'm glad I came to camp this year. So Sarjan Swami Maharaj Nijay.
Excellent job. They brought up a good point in that we had Harsha Dada and Shribai, and we had all these great resources during camp, that now that when we do our puja, we can close our eyes and we'll see Shanti Dada sitting off to the side, or we'll see Harsha Dada sitting off to the side and telling us to fold our hands and close our eyes. And we'll always remember to do that now. It's just amazing the resources that we have here. But now I'd like to ask Rahul, Nandan, and Jay. Rahul, Savan, and Jay to come up.
Sarjan Swami Maharaj Nijay. My name's Rahul, and I've been coming to camp for about 10 years. This one was different for one reason. The soccer tournament, many new kids that I got to meet. Most of you know that I live in Florida, and I get 1 year to meet all of you. It's nice to meet all of you, meet new friends. I would like to thank the volunteers for making such a great camp.
My name's Jay, and this is my 4th year at camp. And it's just been a great experience so far, meeting new friends, making new friends, meeting old ones, and just like having a sabha with Shanti Dada and Harshad Dada, and learning stuff from them, and having Shribai talk about how we can like improve our skills and how like we grow and spiritually and mentally, and how we know that Saya Dada and Bhagwan is always with us, and that they will never leave us.
My name's Savan. This is my 6th year at camp, and before last year and all the other years before that, I used to be interested in games and sports, and then when it was summertime, I used to be bored. But then I thought this year I would try to listen to it and really pay attention to it, and just listening to Shanti Dada. If you actually listen to him closely, or anybody else who's talking to you, there's no possible way to say, no, I don't need to do that. I'm good with what I'm doing. Every single thing they say to you is for your own benefit. And I think out of all the years, this is the year I've changed most. because I used to be all about games, but now I completely changed. Sajjan Swami Maharaj Ki Jai.
All three of those guys were returning campers, and they're still making new friends. They're still learning new things, and they're still realizing that this camp really unlocks your full potential for all of our youth, right? When we come here, we do things that we normally would be too scared to do or too worried to do. So this camp brings the best out of all of us, and that's a really great benefit from this camp. But I'd now like to ask Hina from Peoria if she could please sing, or not sing, sorry. If she could please share her thoughts about camp. Oh, thank you.
Jay Saminar. This is my second year at camp. I feel like this year is a lot different than last year, as other people have said. It's just, I feel like last year, you were still like, for me at least, I was still just like getting to know people. I remember the last day I was like, I just feel like I just met everybody, and now I'm leaving. And this year I feel like I actually know everybody, kind of. Like everybody understands each other here. Everybody, if you have to talk to someone, they will listen to you. They will care. Even if I'm at home, I could talk to someone and from here, and they will listen. And I feel like every year, it's just I've learned a lot, and like it's just like the question and answers. I have a lot of questions I'm curious about that they just randomly come to me, and I can ask, and I can get my answer about religion and anything I have a question about. And yeah. And this year was really fun, and I hope that everybody keeps in contact with each other this year, like they did last year. But yeah. And Jay Saminar.
The bonds we form at Yoga Youth Camp truly stay with us throughout the year, so that was a great point, Hina. Now I'd like to ask Saheli and Vishwa if they could please come up and share their thoughts about Yoga Youth Camp.
Shri Sajanand Swami Maharaj Ni Jai, Guru Varya Param Puja Sahib Dada Ni Jai, Jai, Jai. This camp is like a roller coaster for us, a roller coaster without the downs. It's exciting, breathtaking, and of course, encourages you to do dun.
Jason and everybody, I would like to share an experience. Whenever we have sabhas with Shanti Dada, me and Sally would always check on the list, the time and everything, and then we were the first ones at the mandir. Because when Shanti Dada sits right here, and me and Sally come in and sit in the front row seat, because we're really excited to learn from him and actually put it into action in our own lives. So that's really amazing. That we're really fortunate to have to listen to Shanti Dada and put that into our own actions.
Because we would always want to sit close to him. And we also have another memory that we'd like to share. Jare Guruvar hatne ame Shanti Dada ne pagela kayu, and he made us best friends spiritually. He said that now you two should stay in contact and you should be best friends. And so then we decided to take a niyam together. Apre niyam lidu ane e hatu fried food ne kavanu. And as many aunties already know this, since there are 10 people every day that say ata de luce, ata de luce. And so yesterday, there was Tindanunu Shak, and it was Tadelu. Unfortunately, we figured that out after we had eaten it. So it was the second day of our niyam, and we'd already broken it.
So the same night, me and Sally, we went up to Shanti Dada, and we talked to Shanti Dada about it, and he said, it's okay, you don't, because when someone gives you Agnya Niyam and you don't you're not able to fulfill it, you feel really like bad from inside. So we went up to Shanti Dada and we like told him, and he said it's okay for the first times, don't feel really bad. So like when he said that, it just shows how much care he has. Because when we make mistakes, it's really hard to forgive someone, right? And like Shanti Dada just like forgive us right there. So that shows how much care and love he has for all of us, even Sahib Dada and Ashwin Dada.
આપણે બધા ભૂલ કરે છે, and for him it was just really easy to forgive us, and he would do that for anyone. And not only does he care about our feelings because he knew that we would feel better if he forgave us, he also cares about our health, because he could have given us any niyam and we would have done what he said, but instead he gave us something that would actually benefit us. Like, for instance, this niyam to not eat fried food, it prevents us from getting jaddu. So in that way, he was helping us. And also, since we have to do this for a year, by that time it'll be our habit. Like we wouldn't even want to like eat fried food after that, and we'd still be in the habit of asking if everything's tarelu. And so at that point, we'd be adat se majboor. So not being egoistic, I think we should all be proud to be Desi. For many reasons. And we have 3 gurus that we can turn to whenever we need them. We have friends that truly understand us. And we have YYC to look forward to every year. And because of this, not only should we be proud of being brown, but
Proud to be Swaminarayan.
Jai Swaminarayan.
That was excellent to hear from Vishwa and Saheli. The understanding that those two have and have developed recently is just truly remarkable. I know I've been friends with Mihir since I've been their age. Sneha, Shirali, they've been in the same position, and it's great to see that these future generations are forming those same bonds of friendship, and that's just really, really amazing. I'd like to now ask Nandan if he could please share his thoughts about Yoga Youth Camp.
Sajan Swami Maharaj and Jay. I'd like to thank Shanti Dada and Harsha Dada for coming to YYC this year. And I'd like to also thank all the volunteers for planning this great camp. And in Sabha, Harsha Dada keep reinforcing the idea that we should do puja every day and we should do it perfectly so that we remember Bhagwan each and every day. Shanti Dada told us to always do pratna even if we don't do puja to Bhagwan every day, so that we study hard in school, we get a good job, and we have a better future. Shri Bai taught about reincarnation and going to Akshardham and Bhagwan, basically. Okay. I had a lot of fun during the evening activities like Midden Madness and the Color Wars, and I enjoyed Dorney Park on a field day. And Jai Swaminarayan.
Excellent job, Nandan. It's definitely a good idea to keep in mind everything that you've learned this week, like Nandan just did, and keep remembering that so you can keep strong in following the rules and everything that we've learned. I'd like to now ask Haley and Anushka if they could please share their thoughts about Yoga Youth Camp with us. Wait, before Haley and Anushka, we will hear from Hima and Krishna, Virginia.
Sahajan Saimarajnijay. Hema and I have been coming to camp since 2005, and since then there are a number of things we have learned and experienced. Over the past years, our relationship with Sahil Dada, Shanti Dada, and Ashwin Dada have grown tremendously, and they have showered us with so much love. But one of my best things that I have gotten out of coming here is my friendship with Hema, because we can relate to each other so much. And it's because Shanti Dada and Sahib Dada are the center of our lives. And thanks to Sahib Dada, Shanti Dada, and Ashwin Dada, I also have an amazing role model. Jarvi, she has helped me through a lot and positively influenced my life. And I'm very grateful for that.
I have gained many things also since I've come to camp. I've been coming since I was a toddler, and it has helped me come closer to Sahib Dada, Shanti Dada, and Ashwin Dada. They have always been caring and loving towards me, and without their blessings, I don't think I would have had the courage to come up here and speak today. Also, Sahib Dada has also given me an amazing friend, Kisu, and who I can depend on even though she lives all the way in Virginia. And I also have amazing mentors that I can look up to for anything. And out of all the weeks in the year, camp is my favorite one. We hope Sahib Dada feels better soon, and we can't wait to see him as soon as possible. Sahajan Swami Maharaj Ni Jai.
So Hema brought up a good point. She's in California, Krishna's in Virginia, and they're still best friends. Whenever we shout, we shouldn't shout, "Go California," or "Go Virginia." We should shout, "Go Anupam," or "Go America," or something along those. Go YYC. I'm looking at Bhavesh uncle. And so now I'd like to ask Vivek if he could please share his thoughts about YYC. Actually, we'll go back to Haley and Anushka. Go YYC.
Sahajanand Swami Maharaj Ni Jai. Since it's my first year here, I think my opinion about the YYC camp would be that it was very, very fun. From games to delicious homemade food, I know I would like to come back next year. I loved everything that I don't have a favorite. I think you should come back next year because you can meet the nicest friends. That's why I loved the YYC camp.
The thing that I liked the most was the games. I like the games the most because they're so much fun. Even though they're the same games every year, the volunteers makes them so fun that it feels like you're playing them for the first time. I think we should give a round of applause for the volunteers for making camp more fun every year we come to camp.
Sahajanand Swami Maharaj Ni Jai.
Go Anupam Mission. That was awesome. And so we've heard from a lot of juniors, we've heard from a lot of seniors, and now we'll hear from our pre-campers. They've prepared something for all of us, and so we'll hear from them now.
is Shiv. I'm from Virginia. I like camp because I like to play with my friends. My name is Kirtan. My name is Keshav, and I like camp because you get to play fun games. My name's Red, and I like the camp because we get to play fun games. My name is Josh, and I'm from Tennessee.
My name is Param. I'm from Pennsylvania, and I like camp because we get to do arti.
My name is Deb, and I'm from England, and I like having movie time. My name is Aditya, and I'm from Lansdale, and I like camping because I play with my friends.
My name is Sia, and I'm from Louisiana. I like camp because I made a lot of new friends. I had really fun. The teachers are really nice.
My name is Ria. And I'm from California.
My name is Shrina Batel. I'm from Pennsylvania. My favorite thing about camp is singing those nice bhajans.
I like camp because you could see more friends and you could meet Sahib Dada.
My name is Shreya, and I like camp because you get to meet new friends and play with them.
My name is Haley. I'm from Florida, and I like camp because I can play with my new friends and see Sahib Dada and all the Santos. My name is Shreya. I like coming to camp because you can see all your friends that you know and that you don't know.
My name is Misha. I'm from Pennsylvania. I like camp because you can make new friends and play games.
My name is Dhruvi, and I like camp because we could play fun games.
My name is Dianca. I'm from Tennessee, and I like making new friends.
Everybody, when I say 1, 2, 3, say go Yogi Youth Camp 5 times like this, okay? 1, 2, 3. Yogi Youth Camp. Yogi Youth Camp, Yogi Youth Camp, Yogi Youth Camp, Yogi Youth Camp. Yes. I know, it's okay. All right. On behalf of Harshida Masi, Kamini Auntie, Manisha Auntie, I wanted to say thank you to all of these campers. Even though they are not officially part of the camp, They have shown tremendous amount of control sitting through your long sessions, especially yesterday. So I wanted to congratulate all of them. Everybody give yourself a pat. Thank you.
So that was really nice to hear from all the pre-campers. We've enjoyed seeing them play all week long, and it was great to see what they love about camp. And so that was awesome. Now we'll continue with our seniors. And so I'd like to ask Krisha and Purva if they could come share their thoughts about Yoga Youth Camp. Oh, sorry. They're both juniors, but we'll still hear from them.
Jai Sarvanayan. I'm Purva, and this is my second year at camp.
I'm Krisha, and this is my 4th year at camp.
My first year at camp was a little bit awkward for me because everybody knew each other so well, and I didn't really know anybody here. So I was really looking forward to meeting all the new people, but I was really especially interested to meet Sahib Dada because everybody said so many great things about him. And I remember when I first saw him, everybody was crowding around him. He just walked into the dining hall, and everybody seemed so happy around him. And I didn't know much about him, so I went over to him, and the moment that I touched his feet, I felt so wanted and loved and like I really belonged here, and he made me feel like this place was another home for me.
My first year at camp, I only knew one person. I knew Brito, and I used to hang out with her all the time. The first time I met Sahib Dada, I felt loved and wanted because I usually felt out of place because I knew no one except Brito. He assured me that I would have a fun week and I would enjoy the week. After I attended my first year, I felt like my daily life was more spiritual and that it would keep growing and growing. I remember my first year, the first sub I attended, we were all tired. So Ashwin Dada, he told us to all go to sleep, and then he woke us all up 10 minutes before and we all went jogging with him. He made us feel like we were his own kids. He loved us like we were his own kids.
I remember sabas last year, people said that they were boring, but I found them really interesting. And I thought that if you actually paid attention, you would feel closer to God, and that Bhagwan was actually inside all of us, like everybody said. And also, the way that we did puja every day and how we all did darshan properly, I felt like Bhagwan really was with me the whole day, and that it actually did improve my daily life.
Sajanand Swami
Hari
Maharaj Ni Jai.
So that was great to hear from them. One great thing that I got from that speech is that memories from Yoga Youth Camp last a very long time. And so when we spent Yoga Youth Camp with Ashwin Dada, they're still remembering doing Savasan with Ashwin Dada, that today they remember that. And they'll always remember all the memories they had with Shanti Dada this year. And so memories from Yoga Youth Camp truly last a lifetime. Now I think we're going to move on. We're going to get Ashirwad from Sahib Dada. And so I think that's being... Okay, so in the meantime, we'll continue with our program. And I'd like to ask Nihar from Michigan if he could please share his thoughts about camp.
Sup everyone. Sajanand Swami Maharaj Ni Jai. This is my second year at camp, and I've been having a great time so far. Um, the thing I like about Sabha and stuff is that Santidada makes everything so practical and easy to understand. I was like something about Badhare Bada Tumari, right? Tumari. Yeah, that was really like gave me a good message about how to keep your niyams really strong and don't be so soft on them. I really like camp so much because like everyone's like friendly and they accept you really fast. Like you don't even need to say hi to them if you're a new camper. They're the one who's gonna come to you and invite you to join in the group. And I also made some good friends this year who I can rely on them and trust them. And when I go back to Michigan, I'm gonna ask my other friends to come to Yogi Youth Camp next year. Sajan Swami Maharaj.
Thank you, Nihar. And it's very true. Our friends outside of Yogi Youth Camp have never experienced this, so they've obviously missed out on a lot of fun. So we have to definitely remind them and tell them how much fun we've had so that they can enjoy it like we have. I think we will still continue with our program, and so I'd like to ask Radha from California if she could please share. Go on up a mission.
Jisanan, everyone. My name is Radha. Many of you may not know, but I used to come to Yogi Youth Camp as a little girl because I was forced to. And then when I was old enough to make my own decisions, I told my mom that I didn't want to come. And then at the Shibir in Fremont, they played a video of Winter Retreat. And I was talking to my cousins, and I was like, oh, I really miss camp, so I really want to go back. So I told my mom, and I booked my ticket 2 weeks before camp to come here. And coming here made me realize that there's people who still remember me. I came back after 7 years, and I walked in. Okay, Sneha and Urvi were like, oh, hi, Radha, because I went to Pocono camp with them, and I used to hang out with them. And then Gomo was really friendly, and she was always with me, and I know that like me and Gomo are gonna have a friendship that's gonna last for a lifetime. So, and I know that the people here, like Shivani, she comes up to me and she's like, I know like Pooja, yes, you have her, but you can always come up to me, and I'm always gonna be there for you. So there's a special connection with the people at Mandir that we can't have with the people we have at home. Sajanan Swami Maharaj Nijay.
That's acceptable. It's very nice that once Sahib Dada makes us his youth, he'll forever keep us as his youth. And as Radha said, even when for a few year period she stepped out, Sahib Dada brought her back in, and we've got to enjoy her company all week long. So that was amazing to hear. Now I'd like to ask Aneri and Delina if they could please share their thoughts about Yogi Youth Camp.
Sajan Swami Maharaj Nijay. Hi, my name is Aneri. I'm from around here. I've been coming to camp about 11 to 12 years.
And I'm Delina. I've been coming to camp for I think 7 years, and I'm from around here too.
All the seniors had an experience yesterday. It was for questioning and answering that sabha. The question was, how do you focus on Dun? And Shantidada said, remember Bhagwan's Smriti and Bhagwan's face and the memories of Bhagwan. And he also said this one thing. He said, imagine God's purple flower, he just used purple as a color, falling out of his hand. Not even like legit, like not even 15 minutes later, the actual marble murti, the flower fell out of his hand. And I thought that was just so amazing.
An experience I had is yesterday. I mean, I love to dance, but I hate performing. And I have to get like a huge shove from my sister to perform. But I was sitting up here doing bhajans, and I did dhun for like a half an hour. And I was taking deep breaths and everything. And I was so freaking out when I walked up on stage. But the second I looked at Shanti Dada, everything went away. And I was completely calm, and I felt like I could do anything.
What camp means to me, if camp wasn't here, I wouldn't have any of my best friends. Like, for example, I can call Isha, Delina, Prito, like 4 o'clock in the morning, and they would pick up, and they would yell at me, obviously, like, go back to sleep. But then they would sit there and listen to me, even though it's, like, nothing. And it's just good to know that, like, I have friends out there that would be willing to wake up at 4 o'clock and listen to my stuff.
Without camp, I wouldn't be able to set goals for myself to become a better person. It was a couple years ago, we were sitting in a sabha with Sahib Dada, and he was telling a story about how Sri Kaka, he used to be this like rebel, and he had long hair and like a switchblade and everything. And I look at him now, and I think it's like inspiring. Like I look at him as like one of my biggest role models because he's changed so much as a person, and that's how I want to be. I want to change. So like without camp, I wouldn't be able to have this push to change as a person.
We were really excited for camp this year. We started posting like countdowns on like Facebook, Instagram.
Not Twitter. We don't know how to use Twitter.
Yeah. And we were really excited. The one thing that stuck with me in Sabah was that see God in everyone. And I'm really going to try to enforce that in my life this time. And it really helps. It like calms you down to know that like in front of you, there's Sahib Dada in the person in front of you. So there's no reason to get mad or irritated with the person in front of you. And it's really hard, but I'm going to try.
Yesterday in Sabah, we had the question answer. And one of the questions someone asked was about forgiveness. And I felt like I really needed that answer because I forgive really easily, and I felt like when he gave that answer about the fine line about when we should forgive, I felt like that really helped me.
Sajanan Swami Maharaj Ji.
Another excellent reflection. It's very important that we've learned a lot of things at this camp. They've grasped some major concepts, but one of them is Delina mentioned that when she was nervous about going on stage, as soon as she saw Shanti Dada's face, all her worries went away. And this is not something that we need Shanti Dada physically present with us all the time, right? He's always his divine presence is always with us. So if Delina ever gets worried again, all she has to do is close her eyes and remember Shanti Dada's face from last night, and all our worries will go away, and that's all we have to do. So having these role models like Shri Bai, Shanti Dada, Harsha Dada in our lives is such a great thing for us, and that was a great point you guys made. Now I'd like to ask Bhakti if she could please share her thoughts about Yogi Youth Camp.
Sajanan Swami Maharaj Nijai. Like Neil said, my name is Bhakti, and I've been coming to camp for about 4 years now.
My name's Kriya, and I've been coming for about 4 too.
Okay. So far it's been an amazing journey coming to camp. We've experienced a lot of new things and also learned at the same time. When learning is like the other day, like 2 days ago, after the senior boys left, after doing darshan in the morning, also the junior girls, us senior girls learned how to do darshan like properly from Harsha Dada. And although we've been coming here for so long, I never really knew how to do darshan. Like I see people take mad long, and right up here when there's like a huge line, and I never get what they're doing up there.
Diggy.
Yeah, Diggy shot. Every time she takes so long, and I'm like, are you telling God your whole life story? I'm sure he's bored up there. But what I'm trying to get across, like when Harshada talked about it, it was like we were letting on the secret. We finally get to keep like Bhagwan Smriti in our heads so we have a positive day. And another experience was when Shantida was talking about Agna and Niyam, and he used Saloni and Pooja from Pennsylvania as an example with their niyam of not eating fried food. At that point, all I could think was, I can't do that. Like, it would take so much willpower and dedication to actually follow through with that Agna. So I was like, I'm nowhere near their level. I have no capacity like to do that. But so in my head I was thinking like maybe I could start out something smaller. Like, but I didn't know what. And like a minute later, Shantida was talking about like how you didn't actually have to give up something in order to take a niyam. You could do it on your own, and it could be something positive, as simple as like doing morning prayers. And I thought it was like so cool, because it's like the little things that make you believe in their greatness, and it's amazing that they stoop down to our level to make us understand their greatness so that we could go on to the path that we're meant to be on. And before Kriya runs off again, I would like for her to talk.
I wasn't running. So initially when I first came here, it was mainly to make friends because, to be honest, when I first came here, I wasn't completely ready to commit myself to satsang. And I needed people to bridge the gap between my typical teenager whitewashed friends at home and my like perfectly browned YYC friends here. I feel like they connect to me on a higher level than my friends at home because like they think that I eat curry and only curry ever. And that's not true. But like they understand me. They get me because they're the same as me. Like at times me and Hina, I think we have the same brain. It's kind of scary. I can rely on my YYC friends anytime, anywhere, for anything. And things do get a bit crazy, like Hina's jeans, they're very colorful. And like Saloni and Niti, they seem like they're in their own world, but when I need them, they're always there. Their advice is solid as a rock, and I can just depend on them for anything. And Bhakti, I'm just not even gonna get started about her. But yeah, their advice is the kind that comes from the heart, the kind that like, I can tell they actually care about where I'm going. They're not like, they're leading me where I wanna go. And basically, our point was that the friends here are the friends that I'll keep forever, the friends that we'll keep forever. We have these friends because of YYC. We have a solid support system behind us because of YYC, and we're really grateful for that.
Yeah, like when I see all the volunteers and when I see like how close they are, that's like what I want all of us to be. Like when we turn your age, like when we're 18, 19, 20, and we're leading this and there's a whole new generation, we want to be like you guys. So Jai Sarnayan.
Excellent job, guys. And so we've heard from all these youth today, and a lot of them have said, almost all of them have said thank you to all the people who have organized this camp. And so I'd like to actually call some of those people who have organized the camp and worked really hard on it to come share their thoughts about their experience during camp, because a lot of these leaders, it's our first time running camp, and so it'll be good to hear from them what they thought about it. And so I'd like to ask Jirav first if he could please share his thoughts about this camp.
Hi, just remember everyone. Did you guys have a fun year? Yeah. All right, I want to bring up 3 points 3 points of interest that I thought were the most important factors of camp. First of all, I'd like to thank all the aunties for preparing amazing food all week during camp. Woo! When is lunch? I'm kind of hungry, maybe in like 15 minutes. The second point I want to bring up is a big congratulations to all the boys for being the first ones up here before puja and arti in the mornings. Clap your hands. And congratulating the girls for catching up to our level this morning. So you caught up. To be early is to be on time. To be on time is to be late. Congratulations, guys. And the last point I want to bring up, I really truly believe that this year was the smoothest camp we've ever run. Everyone was on time for everything, whether we had sabas up here or in tents, for activities, open discussions. So everyone congratulate yourselves. And to the volunteers for setting up and making camp very smooth. So everyone, round of applause. And the final point I want to make is that I hope you guys have learned a lot and that you guys come back in the following years. Keep God at the center of everything you do, whether it's eating, hanging out with friends, doing puja in the morning. Just keep God at the center of everything you do. See, coming here is like collecting leaves in a bag. So every year you come here, you collect some leaves in the bag. You build your spiritual progress in the journey to become one with Bhagwan and God. Sahajanand Swami Maharaj Nijay.
Excellent job, Chirav. One great point he made was that you guys are truly cooperative this week. You guys were really good, didn't give us any problems. And so Chirav had a great time at camp because of you guys. And so that's awesome. Thank you, guys. And now I'd like to ask Urvi and Sneha if they could come share their thoughts about Yogi Youth Camp. Separate. So first, Urvi.
Sahajanand Swami Maharaj Nijay, Guruvarya Param Puja Sahib Nijay. I'd like to start off by thanking all the campers for being really understanding and cooperative this year. There were a couple of schedule mix-up, but you guys did really good following it. I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. My first camp was in 1995 when I was 1, and I've been to every camp ever since. And like a little flashback to the old camps. We used to have them at actual campsites. So there's one year where we had a bear scare. Somebody said there was a bear in one of the campsites. And I don't think anybody ever really saw it, but they put all the campers into one cabin, and the YGS members took turns patrolling the cabin to make sure nothing happened. And we were good, nothing happened that night, but it was fun. We had a lot of incidents that happened in those camps. We had flipped over boats, kids getting lost, but we all came back in one piece, so it was okay. I'm not gonna say I made a lot of friends in camp, because when I was little, I wasn't one to talk to a lot of people. I had my 3 or 4 friends and I stayed with them. I usually followed my mom around if they weren't there. I didn't really try to socialize with anybody else. But I've changed now. I try to talk to other people, make new friends, and I have. But one point I wanted to get on was that the friends you're going to make here, they're going to be different. They're special. They're not going to leave you when you need them. And it might seem like you don't talk to them a lot, but even if it's been 3 months, 4 months, when you do see them, when you do talk to them, you'll feel like it's right where you stopped. It's not going to feel any different. So I hope you guys take advantage of the friends you make here and stay in touch, because it's really going to help you. There's something different about our mandir. There's like a divinity. When you hear Shanti Dada and Harsha Dada, Ashribai, when they talk and when you listen, you feel like you're at peace. Their sabas were really good, and you guys did really good listening. I don't think we had a lot of sleeping in sabas. So good job, guys. This was my first year as a volunteer. So we tried to make it as fun as possible, and I hope you guys did have a lot of fun. But as a volunteer, I finally realized how much work and effort that the volunteers before us put into camp, and I'd like to thank them for being good role models for us, and I hope we're just as good role models for you. Sahajanand Swami Maharaj Nijay.
Thank you, Urvi. And it's worth mentioning that all of these youth leaders that you've enjoyed this entire week with, they've been coming to camp since they were your age. And although like now you see them and they're like great leaders, Urvi's such a great speaker, Chiro's such a great speaker, we developed that through coming each year to Yoga Youth Camp. Like I mentioned earlier, Shanti Dada and Harsha Dada truly bring the potential out of all of the youth that they're with. That's their goal, is to bring out the full potential so that Sahib Dada is truly happy, Maharaj is truly happy with them. And that's what they truly do. And so all these youth leaders, you can thank actually Shanti Dada, Harsha Dada, Sahib Dada, Ashwin Dada, all of them for getting them prepared. And now we will hear from Ruchi and Janki about their experiences at camp.